Now, folks, the one thing that I always have a problem with is when your glasses steam up. Hi, I'm Peter Haddock, and today we're going PPE that fits, folks. And I'm here with OnSite Support with David, the product PPE guru here. David, we've got a whole table. There's a man on my side, there's a woman on your side, and it all starts with how you're looking after your PPE. We've got some cracking piece of kit here.
Absolutely.
Tell me about the importance of something like this before we even talk about the importance of that.
Super simple. If you look after your PPE, the PPE can look after you. That's why having a great kit bag like this with lots of individual compartments, even a separate compartment to put your boots in so you don't keep them away from your other clothing, and even little first aid pouches as well. Absolutely critical to making sure that you get looked after.
How many times, folks, have you put dirty boots in with the rest of your PPE and then gone, oh, my PPE is now dirty? David, it happens all the time. Now, David, when we talk about looking after ourselves, it's all about being clever about it and looking after the head first here. But look at this, just three different types of helmet we put out today. Different applications, different helmets. You've really got to understand what you're doing first and what the client expects you to turn up with as well when you're working on a job site. What have we got here? Tell me about it.
All day long. So we have different helmets for different applications, and you have simple helmets like this, which have dual switch in them, so that allows you to switch from working at height to working on the deck. Really important you have those on the right settings, or the right helmet with the right chin strap and the right level of protection inside it. And all about the adjustability, even on a simple helmet like this with simple adjustability, so you can make sure it fits your head size. Because if you can tip your head forward and your helmet doesn't fall off, you know you've got it adjusted right.
And we've got a different colour here as well.
Each helmet colour denotes a particular role on the site. Black hats for most senior people on site, blue hats for visitors, so you know they need looking after.
Yep.
Absolutely important. If you need to know who's doing what, check the helmet colour.
Fantastic. Simple as that, folks. Visible, but also clever in the way in which we know things. Now, folks, the one thing that I always have a problem with is when your glasses steam up, particularly when you're going out in the cold weather and stuff like that, and you're going indoors, outdoors. That actually creates a health and safety problem for me, but also for anybody else there. So glasses, the different types again, but for me, not steaming up is really important, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you can see what you're doing, then you can stay safe. And the most important thing is getting the right lens tint, but also the right size of glasses. A lot of responsible manufacturers now manufacture glasses in more than one size. So again, you can get the right size for your head shape.
And that one is really important as well over there, because if you're in a dusty environment, you've actually got that seal around your eyes, haven't you?
Absolutely. Without having to go to a full set of goggles, you can get the same kind of protection or similar kind of protection and actually have a proper seal all the way around your eye socket.
So, David, it's moving on to ear protection. And I think the one thing that really is important, David, is be able to hear my videos for starters, but also be able to hear your colleagues, but making sure that your ears are protected at the same time, David.
What? It's really important to get the right level of protection. You can be overprotected or underprotected if you have the wrong level of protection for your hearing. So absolutely important that you get it right. That way you can stay safe and you can still hear people when they're shouting a warning to you to get out of the way of something.
As I just did then, obviously, warning that if you don't watch my videos, you're really making a mistake and don't know all about PPE that fits. So also you can get these that fit to helmets as well.
Absolutely.
So, I expected in the winter time when we came here to have these big coats that we needed to chuck on, Dave, because, you know, it's cold outside. However, you told me before we put all this together, that's not actually the right way of doing things, is it? Tell me why, but we do still need that weather protection, because it might not be sunny all the time in the UK, David.
Not always. Some days are better than others. The most important thing is getting the right level of protection in terms of waterproofness, so you need to have some kind of weather protection, particularly in the UK, as we well know, but that doesn't mean that it has to be thick or heavy or bulky. The best approach is to get a really good waterproof outer layer and then build up the inside layers to keep you warm where you need to.
And of course, folks, gloves, really, really important when on the job site.
Absolutely.
I've got some shiny blue ones here, and they're quite abrasive, David, but they've got another set here, 4 sets on the table. There's loads in your stores as well. Why are gloves important? And also, why is this one different to the rest?
Okay, all gloves are not the same. So the most important thing about a glove is actually the weave in the glove. So it's actually this woven piece that gives you the protection. The grippy thing that you found a bit abrasive is actually to give you that extra grip.
Yeah.
So different dips on different gloves do different things according to the job that you're doing. Simple as that.
Fantastic. So how do you find out though, David, which one is best for you?
The simple thing is it has to be done as part of a risk assessment. So your health and safety team need to advise you what's right for you and for the job. And then secondly, you can check the back of the glove, and the back of the glove will have a series of digits on it that will tell you what it does in terms of cut protection, abrasive resistance, tear, and everything else that goes with it.
Now, folks, we're moving on to this next section, which is just like a sort of inner garment, let's say. And the thing that stands out for me, folks, is it's got this sort of strip thing is not there. It's almost got these gaps in between. So normally I'd have thought you had to have that strip all the way through. I've always had all my PPE like that. Why is this like this, David? I don't understand.
Rigid tape is rigid.
Yep.
And when you need a little bit of flexibility, and people with a certain girth need a little bit of room to wiggle, and therefore this kind of chevron allows you to a bit of stretch and just makes you more comfortable.
And that's the why we're talking about PPE that fits, folks, and makes you feel comfortable, because if it's oversized, it doesn't work. If it's undersized and you're struggling, then you're not able to do your work properly, are you? Hey.
And if it's the wrong shape, it doesn't help you either.
Definitely not. So again, when I come down here to the male side of the table, we've got that same scenario here in that actual setup as well, haven't we?
Absolutely right. So more traditional cargo trouser, but with a little bit of stretch, not only in the tape, but also in the material itself, and even more so with this particular female version, which is much more like a jog trouser, but isn't actually a jog trouser. It's a proper piece of high-vis PPE.
Fantastic. And I think, it's again, finding out what's comfortable for you, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But the most important thing that we have at the end here is the boots. Now, there's a number of things around boots for me, David. First of all, I've had loads of pairs over the years. You buy a pair, a cheap pair, and they break, and you get onto site and people say you're not coming onto site on that because they don't look the part as such, but also are not giving you the right level of protection. Equally, I did a test at Highways UK when I met your team, and I'm got a funny sort of gant. I walk with my heels at the back, and there's a lot of stress there. So what we've got here is not just a boot, but an inner sole, which apparently I need the medium version of, so that I can actually walk more comfortably. We wear these boots sometimes for very big shifts, and so looking after our feet is incredibly important. The protection, the weatherproofing in certain applications, but also that inner sole, which nobody really thinks about, folks, do they? Tell us about it.
It's a simple thing that actually everybody's different, and therefore everybody's foot is different, and your posture and your comfort and everything about your health starts from your feet up, and even has an effect on diabetes as well. So getting the right insole to give you the right level of support, particularly around your arch, means that you are more comfortable in your feet, and then you can stay fit and healthy all day long.
And so that is it, folks. PPE that fits from the top to the bottom. And thank you very much, David. I've certainly learned something today, but make sure you guys out there ask the questions that matter so you're comfortable on site, can have PPE that fits. And if you need any advice, David and the team at OnSite Support can do it. Thanks very much, David. Cheers.
Thank you. Stay safe.